Hey guys, how are you? It's Kerri. What are you talking about? A&W Root Beer theme song. Why are you playing that? Well, because I want to talk about restaurants today. Restaurants from our childhood, restaurants we love and remember. Mostly, they're all gone. It's fun to go back in time and remember things about our childhood that made us happy. Just the little things. Am I right? The straw from A&W. I posted this on my Facebook page and Instagram. It's the A&W root beer straw for root beer. And you'd suck up the root beer. It was orange. And the root beer would go in the root beer's head and would gurgle around. And I just thought it was so neat. I remember touching it with my fingers just as a little girl and squishing the head of the straw, thinking, wow, is this ever neat? Like, did you have one? Did you have one of those little A&W root beer mugs? God, I can't get that straight. Root beer mugs, the tiny ones. I think you had to buy them, but boy, oh boy, I think my mom still has a couple in her cupboard. And because, your dad and or whoever you were with, okay? And then you'd get your own little tiny root beer mug. And it was just delicious. All right, so let's keep going here because those are good memories. How about McDonald's? When you were a kid, let me turn this down. When you were a kid, what McDonald's, no matter where you're from, no matter where you're listening from, what McDonald's was your favorite? And did it have like one of those theme room things? Because they were very popular back in the 70s, I guess, the theme rooms with all of the characters. So we had the caboose. In Winnipeg here, we had a caboose. You'd go and have lunch or a birthday party in the caboose, with all the plastic furniture inside. That was fun. That was on Pembina Highway if you're from here. And then another one, we had a Grant Park Mall here in Winnipeg. It wasn't attached to the mall, but just on the end of the mall. It was a McDonald's. Man, there was a pirate ship in it. You could eat in the pirate ship. It was so cool. And there were a few others around town. What McDonald's did you remember as a kid that had a theme that was just so wild? I remember getting, hotcakes and sausage in that little styrofoam. You'd open it up and that squeaky sound, and you look and you open that and pour the syrup on, that weird flat sausage flavored thing. Oh my gosh, the coffee, McDonald's coffee. Remember going as a kid and your parents or your grandparents probably likely get this watery cup of coffee in a styrofoam cup at McDonald's with the little M's that went all around it. And don't forget the people serving at the counter used to wear those little hats, those McDonald's hats, like flight attendants almost. But the stir sticks for the coffee had the tiny little spoon at the end, and at the other end to stir had the M. I mean, and that's on the artwork today for the podcast. These things are really vivid to me. And McDonald's money, getting that. I get that from my uncle every year. We get a book for like $5, $10. Wow, McDonald's coupons at Christmas. Unbelievable. Good memories, right? All right, so how about Mother's Pizza? Mother's Pizza here in Winnipeg. I think it might be national. Mother's Pizza. We had one on Pembina Highway, and there's one in Transcona Regent, or there was one. I loved Mother's Pizza. You walked in. It was, again, very brown, all wooden chairs, kind of homey, kind of like country kitchen. And they had the floats with the root beer float or the Coke float with the ice cream. I'd spill mine every time. You got to keep the glass. It was awesome. And then, of course, those are gone now. I do believe there's one in northern Manitoba, a Mother's Pizza or somewhere like that. That was a good memory. In fact, the one here in Winnipeg, okay, Tony Roma's is in its place now. But the main structure of Mother's Pizza on Pembina Highway, you can still see the brick part of it. I just love looking at original structures and what's left of them if something else has gone in there. It's so cool. History buff right here. Vintage Winnipeg. Vintage any city. Have a look at those pictures on Facebook. It's just so fun to remember stuff. Mother Tucker's, in the old Masonic Temple, which was built in 1895. That's on Ellis. It's so cool. It's haunted. If you're into haunted restaurants, I know in Toronto, the Keg Mansion, haunted. I remember eating there once, and apparently someone hung themselves or fell in the staircase. And when I went to the washroom there, I remember feeling it very cold in that one spot. Maybe it's just all in my head, but Mother Tucker's here. The salad bar. I loved it. It was huge. It was like a whole room, and you go around. That's when salad bars were a thing, right? What happened to the salad bar? I love a good salad bar with I love bean salad. All you can eat bean salad. Come on, and the dips or the dressings with the scoops, and the bacon bits and the egg pieces. Oh man, I love it. So yeah, Mother Tucker's salad bar. Oh yeah, back to Country Kitchen. Country Kitchen. There's one left in Winkler, Manitoba, a Country Kitchen. But we had a few here in the city. And again, with the brown furniture and the waitresses, would you call them, had on their aprons, ashtrays on every table. Same with Pancake House, ashtrays, and I mean just sacks of pancakes. And I just love the clinking of the coffee cups and the smell of coffee and toast. Remember the Country Kitchens? Just such good, simple times. And matches. I still have matches in my matchbook collection because you'd walk in on the table, right? And there'd be a little ashtray with a matchbook, and they'd fold it so it would stand up straight. I just love that. I run down a list of restaurants, and again, they might be all over the country or just here in Winnipeg, but remembering these places is great. Groobies. Anybody remember Groobies? I never got to a Groobies, but I know that they were wildly popular here in the city, and then, of course, gone. Country-style donuts. I do believe they were like they were before Tim Hortons or just around, like early on. Country style donuts, huge, again with the Robin's donuts and the Robin's eggs. I think when I was a kid, getting a Robin's egg was so cool. And of course now it's Timbits are just everywhere. How about Mr. Green Jeans? Mr. Green Jeans, when I lived in Toronto, it was on the 3rd or 4th floor of the Eaton's Center. Mr. Green Jeans, so good. There was one here in Winnipeg at Eaton's Place where Boston Pizza is now. Mr. Green Jeans, Shakey's Pizza. I do believe Shakey's Pizza was national as well, but Shakey's Pizza here in Winnipeg, the one I would go to was on Pembina Highway. Mojo Potatoes, we would go there after a school dance. When did you go to these places with your friends? Was it after a dance or was it with your family for birthdays? Shakey's Pizza and Mojo Potatoes. Mr. Steak, that was a chain, but oh my God, Mr. Steak. We had one here, Rib Shack, Chi-Chi's, that's also, I think that's a North American chain. We had one at Polo Park in the parking lot. And then there was Fingers, the place for ribs. No, that's Tony Roma's slogan. But Fingers, a rib place, also in the parking lot on the corner, which is now replaced by Silver City Movie Theater. Ponderosas and Bonanza. They were like competing steak places. Oh my God. And they were in here in Winnipeg, they were side by side. Like which one would you go to? Ponderosa would switch over later to Red Lobster. A lot of them converted into Red Lobsters. And then I guess Bonanza just left. Uncle Willie's Buffet, Bombay Bicycle Club at Grand Park in the parking lot. Now it's Pony Corral, but when you walk into the Bombay Bicycle Club, it was all like wicker furniture, I believe. Bicycles hanging from the ceiling. It was so cool. There's a commercial. You can Google it on YouTube. And some of these places, look for old commercials from these restaurants. No matter where you're living, it's fun to see them because, they show footage of the insides and even some of the food. Oh, it's the best. Bars, Strawberries, Scandals, the Palladium, all those places. Oh, Beef Eater, Cock and Bull, the Round Table, Jim's Fish and Chips. All of these places hold such good memories. And I just thought I'd share. So jog your memory. Which places did you love to go to as a kid here? Which places are gone? Which places do you still go to? And maybe they're just independently owned. Those are so cool. A lot of little independent places. Write them on the Facebook page. Like, share, follow. I love it. Subscribe. I got a YouTube channel. So that's do all that. I think you're all fantastic. Thanks for listening, and go eat some food. Oh, thanks, Kerri. Now I'm hungry.